I just find this absolutely extraordinary. I can't think of another example in the recent history of the British justice system letting off those who are so blatantly guilty of committing a crime in very public fashion. 3 men and a woman were found not guilty of criminal damage for toppling the statue of Edward Colston during the mob rule of the Black Lives Matter protests. Now, let's not forget that that is a group under whose banner wanton acts of criminality took place. I'm just going to read out the names for you to get a real flavour of the, one would assume, vegan diet, soya latte, green voting accused. You've got Rhiannon Graham, you've got Milo Punsford, Sage Willoughby, and they were all charged with joining with others unknown of tying ropes around the statue's neck and joining with the unruly mob to pull it to the ground and then hoy it in the water. Now, this trial was a 10-day one. The Guardian explains that the 4 defendants didn't contest their actions, but actually sought to argue that their actions were entirely justifiable because the statue was so offensive. The prosecution, in reply, argued that they didn't give a rat's arse, frankly. They didn't quite put it like that. I'm adding a bit more colourful language and interpretation. They didn't give a rat's arse who Edward Colston was, or what he did in his life. Frankly, they don't have the right to break the law by destroying public property because they don't like the politics or the actions of the bloke it represents. And this is a clear case of a breach of the rule of law, the prosecution made the argument. Now, let's make no mistake. If you represent woke and trendy political causes of the moment, you won't just be ignored by law enforcement at the time, but this case actually serves as proof that you'll get away with wanton acts, as I put it, wanton acts of criminality if you're taken to court for the aforementioned woke and trendy causes. Now, Willoughby, who climbed the statue, told the court that he targeted Colston because he was a racist and a slave trader who murdered thousands and enslaved even more. Right. Well, frankly, even if that is true, I don't know if it is. That's got sod all to do with it, love, right? I don't exactly feel enamoured by the display of Karl Marx's statue in Hampstead Heath in London. It's a bloody enormous statue dedicated to a man whose ideology of spite, of envy, of class warfare, which has been used to justify genocide in the name of achieving the perfect communist state, with a little peppering of anti-Semitism as well. Do I now have the right to march upon Hampstead Heath, suitably dressed, latest smartphone in my hand, suitably dressed in the latest vegan-friendly garbs, to attack the statue of Marx because I happen to believe, which I do, and disagree with the despicable politics of that man? I don't believe I do have the right to do that. This is what I'm so genuinely flabbergasted by and so genuinely concerned about what this case actually stands to suggest. I think it's a travesty of justice and a frankly shocking state of affairs for the British justice system to find itself in. I can't imagine what the jury was thinking, frankly. Oh, well, actually, given that it's Bristol, I cannot imagine what they were smoking. I'm Darren Grimes for a rather concerned Reasoned UK. Thank you so much for watching this video. Reasoned is a grassroots organisation that's entirely funded by people like yourself. So if you're in a position to do so, please do consider supporting us by clicking the link to the side there.